this is a better view. These are weekly and daily cycles. So, cycles. Yeah, this is weekly and daily cycles.
So can you explain the cycle? So cycles, like every bottom is actually the end of cycle and the start of the next one, right?
Yeah, correct. So this cycle sequence here, it's not quite ideal, but it's pretty close. So this next cycle bottom is due. Oops, hang on a second here. Just expand this a little bit. See it better. Okay, so this next cycle bottom is due actually the week of July 1st. Tends to be a little bit early when it gets to those declines, though. That's on the weekly, and the daily, you can see right here. So there's two different daily cycles that I'm tracking here. I'm not sure which is the correct one. It's either this green one or this white one. So if it's this green one, that's due to hit on May 21st. If it's this white one, which seems more likely, that's due to bottom on June 7th or so. The white one has been much more accurate. If you look at this white one, you could see it. There was a bottom here, 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 and here. So that's the more accurate, and it's been like spot on like that, following that rhythm. So June 7th or something. Yeah, June 7th, June 8th, somewhere around there. That's the likely time frame for the low. So coming back to.
So right now we saw some timing with the waves that we likely have of a top on May 11. Does that work with your cycles and fractals?
Well, the fractal right now is the fractal here. Let me just come into this point here. You can see this. The fractal right now, which we're looking at, actually, let me just put it up on here instead. It's easier to see. So right now, this is the fractal daily right here. So you see this top here at 2682 and this low at 2591. So that's a difference of 91 points. So if you add 91 to 2682, you get to 2773. That is your fractal target on the upside, which takes you right up to here. Right about there. Okay. That is still below this top up here. This is your key resistance level, but again, really not. It's really this still. If you'll notice that between the top here at 2883 and the bottom here at 2532, all of this price action is internal to that, those swings. So all of this is really, from a long-term perspective, it's trivial. Then I use a symmetrical principle that the length of this first decline should be comparable to the length of the second decline. So you went from 2883 to 2532, which is 351 points. Your next high was right here at 2807. Take off 351 points. That takes you to 2456. So that's kind of where I'm expecting the downside to be on the next one. Now take that same method using this high and this low and projecting it down from here, comes to about the same thing. 2807 down to 2552 is 255 points. And you take it down from, well, you could take it down from here right now, 255 points takes you to about 2468. So you get those two projections are basically right at the same level. Kind of where I'm thinking. And then from a time perspective, this is a daily. You went from March 13th down to down to April 2nd. So that's roughly about 3 weeks. All right. So you went 3 weeks. So take off. So say you're going to make a top around here and chop around for a while, then 3 weeks down. We'll take you roughly to about the same time in June 10th or so. So I think everything is shaping up that this rally is the last gasp on the upside here, and then you're going to go sharply down. Now, when we get to that bottom, that's going to be a major bottom, and you want to go long there.
And the major bottom is what? Below
I'm
20?
saying somewhere around 2450, 2460, around June 7th, 10th, 8th, whatever, somewhere around there. That's the bottom for at least for a while. So that's everything in my experience is shaping up. The only kicker is this rally potential up here to 2770, whatever it was, 2773, 2773 a quarter. So that's the only thing, the only reason why I wouldn't be going major short right now is that.
Just breaking out of the wedge too. I don't know. I know you said you don't look at the wedge at all, but
no, I don't look at that. I don't do plot trend lines. I don't do anything. It's, you see these little marks above here. These are the fractals. That's it.
And is this something that you programmed, or it's
Oh, it's available in TOS. So if you go into studies and add studies, and you just go, you go to all, and it's on the last here, Williams fractal.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you can pull that up. So these points are really the only thing that matter to me.
And these points work better on daily, what or hourly, what time frame?
On all time frames, but from the cycles, when you use cycle analysis, you're really looking at weekly and daily charts. So really the daily fractals are really ideal. I also look at the 12 hours very carefully, since that's half a day when it comes to futures, right? So here's this chart. You can see this is daily and this is 12 hour. And then down here is just a 30-minute going back 10 days. So this is how I look at things on a daily basis. So here you can see we're over the second standard deviation, 2 standard deviation Bollinger Band here. We're over it over here, getting up close to the third. Markets typically don't like these extremes. They usually reverse at those points. So again, 27, 25, 75 is the target here from this fractal here, which was this high on the 12 hour and this low on the 12 hour that projected to 27, 25, 75. So that's kind of where I'm looking at. Somebody pinging me here?
No, it's just I think you have your mic on, or someone else's mic is open. Let me see.
Okay. Anyway, so that's kind of where I'm looking at. So that's this. So right now we're basically at this target from this move setup right here. This is the daily one still, which projects up to here. So again, this is the only thing. Now the other consideration I have here is, again, this is the long term. So again, if you recall, 2883, 2532, 351 points. Halfway is 175, which was 2709, 2708, 2709. So this whole level right here, this is approximately the 50% retracement still going back from this low to this high. So this is, again, these levels are, slightly above this one, but not significantly. At this point, only a few points. Again, so what am I going to do? When I look at the intraday stuff, so here, if you want to look, even going back 15 days. Okay, so the delta, intraday delta is basically every 4 days or 8 days or 12 days or 16 days to look at the series, right? So if you take here Thursday from around 6:30 all the way up, go back 8 days, that's Wednesday, 6:30, went all the way down to here and then up. Okay, so this is kind of around 2:15, and then from there you went down sharply. Go back 8 days before that was Tuesday. Here you go, 6:30, 7:30, down to 2:15 again, and then reversed. Friday before that, 6:30, down to about 2:15 or so, reversed. So I'm thinking this is a top, or maybe, maybe you'll get this kind of repeat from here. So basically this top like that, and then you're going to go down, bounce and then down more till tomorrow. Kind of what I'm thinking. So we'll see. We'll see. If it's going to chop around here for another hour and hour and a half or so, then that's the way I'm going to play it.
Okay.
So we'll see. Soybeans. Here's, I just have a short entry in soybeans right here. Looking to shell it. Buy stop over this top. Target all the way down here. So that's kind of where my sitting orders are waiting there right now. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
I think the report on soybean just came out, right?
Yeah, 12 o'clock right here. Here, I'll show you.
Very good. It was a nice pop there.
This was the report here. I bought it right over here at 10.16, and I had a sell order at 10.26.5, so I sold it right there. And here's Selena. All right, I bought it right there and sold it right there. Yeah. Always fun. What happened here?
Where do you see the target for soybean?
The soybeans? Well, soybeans, I'm looking at the 12-hour setup here primarily. And following this setup, here's the low, here's the high, here's the breakdown, and 50% back up would be right over here, which is where I'm selling it at 50% retracement, 1039 and a quarter, 1039 and a half, 1039, yeah, 1039 and a quarter. So I'm just selling, I'm just putting on a small short, just one contract for the moment. We'll see what happens. And then I'll look to the shorter term to add on. So, moves up there and then a break back below here at 10.15. This becomes a key level. 10.15, 10.39 is 24 cents. Takes you a target down 9.91, and this fractal target is 9.93.5. So, kind of reinforcing each other at the same levels. So that's kind of where I'm playing it. And then if you look at the you want to look at the cycles on soybeans. So this is a weekly cycle. Your last bottom was right here. What happened here? There we go. Okay. So your weekly cycle has been pretty good on over here. Every second one of these. There's your last one. Right now you're in the middle of a cycle downswing. Gotta set this properly. And your weekly cycle low is due June 17th.
Right.
And your daily cycles are right over here. This has been pretty accurate too. Your next cycle low is due, early next week. So I think this was a bounce up, and this should be, this is the. So you should be coming down to about this level right down here, which will be a test from these lows also. So lots of fun.
Now, Warren, you said you also short RTN?
Oh, RTN, yes, I'll show you RTN. I just bought some puts on it before. Where are we? RTN. Here's RTN. This is the daily cycle view, kind of using this bottom here. This one is not as clean. This bottom here. Looks to be in a rising phase right now, but this is the 50% back. We look at the weekly cycles. This is not right. Anyway, but I'm losing this setup basically here. So you had this high, this low, this high broke down to a new low. This rally is halfway back. So the projection is all the way down to about 181 right now, based on this low and this high, and which just also brings it back to these levels down over here. Here you bottomed around 179. So my projection is down around 181 right now. This is the wrong bracket. This is incorrect here. This should be. Let's go back to the data one. This is better actually here. This was the primary here. More or less. Kind of something like this is your cycle pattern. This bottom's next around May 26th, roughly. So what I'm expecting is this has the 50% now. I'm expecting this to begin to reverse back down and come down to about 181 over the next several weeks. So I'm just taking a small little put option position here. Nothing big, you know, tiny little risk. And if I'm right, I'm right. And, you know, we'll see what happens.